Hey everybody, welcome back. And this is our oasis garden that we have out here. Kind of zen-like that the monks can come out and visit and meditate. They have a little meditation spot here that they can sit around and look at this glorious palm tree. I had to build this palm tree because obviously this is not a palm tree type of vanilla tree. But this is what we have so far. And I have taken it upon myself to start making some books and bookshelves because our monks would have been quite studious, I think, and would have, tried to further their knowledge of peace and tranquility and how to keep it that way. So, as part of that, we are going to make some bookshelves. I've started laying some out on the upper floor. Let's go over here and get the last of my sugar cane because I saw one floating. There you go. And I spent some time breeding up the cows and got some leather. I don't have very much, but I think it's a good start. We're just going to go ahead and give it the go. Well, how much wood do I have of all kinds here? Let's just use this one. Alright. And then we have books and paper supplies. Got one book left. And then over here in the plants and seeds, I should have all kinds of sugarcane. So we will go over here and make ourselves a couple of books on our bookshelf. Go ahead and do this. Get ourselves a bunch of paper, and that's going to be just about right. So we'll use that up and put our books here. So we can get 6 bookshelves today. And that's not bad. That's a good start. It's by no means an enchanting table, but it's a start. So as we go along, we will just keep adding to it. So we'll climb up here. I did have a creeper up here earlier today, so I'm going to have to watch my lighting. I put some more around the edges, but I want to make sure I keep it well lit. For some reason, I keep putting torches up here, and they keep disappearing. I can't imagine why that would be. Novelty. Go ahead and get some sticks made up here and get some more torches. So we'll just mob this place with torches. Okay, so we are here, and this is where I have decided to go ahead and put the bookcases. I think it would be a nice place for them. And we'll go ahead and get a surround going on so it looks nice, and then I thought I would put a second layer down below, like one in. That would be kind of cool just for aesthetics. And then we'd put an enchanting table someplace down here, like maybe here. So it would just kind of be angled in this way. Maybe 2, just because, why not? I thought that would be kind of a cool thing. Let's go ahead and leave this. Oh, look, I've got enough to do another bookshelf. We're going to make it right now. Absolutely. There we go. Look, one more. One more wee little bookshelf right there. And let's put you right there. And we might actually come in. Let's tell you what here. I do have silk touch on my axe. Let's get rid of the corner one because they're not going to see it, right? Why waste it? We can put one of these bad boys back there as a filler stone, and then we can add 2 more here. Check that out. We're well on our way to getting this all down. So if I were to put this, let's say, do I have a half slab? I do. I don't think I could stick that there though because it is a different kind of wood. Do I have oak? I have 2, but not 3. Any hoozle. We'll just stick this one here for now. So I would put a half slabs down and then set the bookshelves down on top of that. So it would be like one in, like let's say right here, which would be kind of cool. That'd be an alright thing. So that's what we're going to do on that. We're going to do some bookshelves with some enchanting. And then I thought over here we would put maybe some brewing supplies, which would be kind of cool, which I think that would be perfectly fine. The monks wouldn't have ways of healing. I think they would learn about these things. That'd be kind of a cool idea. Let's see, what else do we have to do to our lovely little monastery here for these guys? I think this is nice, and there's gates here to go out into the world. My other thought was, just over the way is the village that is right next to here, and there is another one just on the other side of Wolf's, a little circular thing there. So I thought, what if I started building a little city that just kind of spread out. Maybe the villagers would just become so populated. Wouldn't that be kind of cool? I haven't really studied the new breeding dynamics for the villagers to see how that's going to happen if you have to physically go over there and breed them by trading with them. I think you do. So that's a thought. You guys let me know if you think that would be a cool idea. If not, I'm just going to finish the landscaping around here and change the wall texture a little bit underneath, so that it is a little more dynamic instead of just flat brick. I'd like to incorporate some texture somehow. And then after I get that done, then I'm going to head back to, you know, the Outlands to my castle build, because that's kind of where I want to hang out for a little bit. Definitely going to tie these two together, I think. I know I have a bridge over there, but for the monks, they may not be using the bridge. They may want to use these steps. You just never know. A little physical exercise never hurt nobody. So that's my plans for this little area. Just keep breeding the cows to get the leather. And then our friend Joe the Pirate's just around the corner. And with this snapshot, he had some issues with the... wool. He needed his workers, his crew, as he called them, has a dark gray uniform. Well, when they go to get new uniforms, you know, they change their uniforms, the colors aren't right, for whatever reason. And so I did discover that if you killed the sheep that has that color of uniform on, then you can just, you know, keep getting that same color. So if you breed those sheep and then kill them, you can keep getting your wool color that you like. So there's a thought. And I had left a note for Joe saying such that he can most assuredly use my sheep pen as long as he breeds them up before he dispatches them. As promised, I'm going to work on some of the walls today. I think I've pretty much got the garden finished out back. Is at least as much as I want to do. So we've got our little palm tree. I could probably work on a couple of these fronds over here to make them dangle down some. And I could possibly still do that. We'll have to see how it goes. Let's see. And I've got some little hidden lighting down here so that at night it's not as dark in the area. And there's hidden lighting underneath the bench where you can kind of sit here and hang out. But today what I want to work on is the walls. We really have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 4 in, and that's the middle. So I could work on making 2 on either side, little openings, which would be kind of cool. What do you think about that? Just all inside here. Wait, can I jump on that? Was that super glitchy? I am. I'm like glitched. I'm stuck. Let me out of the box. Okay. Get up. Oh. Can't make it. I'm gonna have to be cheaty about it. But let's just have a look here. I want to try and give this some architectural... Ooh, did I hit that? Some architectural interest. Let's go 3, since we got it, and we can just have 1 in the middle. How about that? Now, I had thought about this. Something along those lines. And then we can put... these things like this. We could do that, which isn't bad. Just kind of leave it like that. That's not a bad look. Let's go over here and see how it is. Well, it's better than bare brick anyway. I could always try and incorporate some of the red, but on most of the builds that I've seen for Asian temples, they really aren't like that. They really don't have a lot of color down in the base. It's mostly just stone and rock. So I think that's what we're going to stick with. Let's go ahead and fill this in like that. And then we could work on... There's a center post. Apparently I did not build the steps evenly. It does look to be off-center. And here I spent so much time counting them all out, hoping they would be correct. C'est la vie! So I did skip one. Maybe that's where we went off. Yeah. I just don't count well. Half bad with fractions. So this is here. stone, stone, a center, and then cobble. So we're in good shape. And then cobble here. Yeah, then it's exactly the same as the other side. Here I thought I had built the whole thing off center. No, I would never do that sort of thing. Yeah, so that looks kind of cool. All right, I like that for the base. Let's go around and work on that all over the place. Okay, so if we're gonna go 3, 1, 2, 3. We're gonna leave the bottom row. I have this here and that there. And so that just makes it nice and symmetrical. I know there's going to be a bigger gap here, but for visual reference, that looks okay. I like it. I could live with that. Now on this wall, we could go a little bit more ornate, I think. We'll still go 3. We'll follow the pattern. Again, a little glitchy. That's my latency issues affected me there. We can actually go more like this, and then maybe we could put the cobblestone stair like that. That's kind of cool. Just a little bit of a different texture. And then let's see, what about if we use half slabs with this new glitchy block thing they got going on? Check it out. It looks like a horizontal block. I'm totally using it. I'm taking the idea. So we're gonna skip a row and dig out 3 for all these, and when I'm done, I'll come back to you guys. Okay, so I'm gonna have to end up with one larger section in the middle just to make it even, and I'm good with that. I'm down with it. It doesn't bother me. Let's go ahead and get these filled in. We can just set those in. Easy peasy. Hey, cooperate with me. Like so. And still no happiness. There we go. Just fill them all in like this. How about that? We'll make it fast. Just do a pattern placement. Like so. And then just fill it right in. So this is working out pretty well. False came over and visited me today. She's got a start on an amazing build on the other side of town at Hickory Springs. And even woolly creepers come out to Hickory Springs. It's been kind of cool just to see everybody kind of get back on the server. I think like a lot of people, they get kind of burnt out on the projects they've been working on for a while, so they just needed a little bit of a fresh start, which is cool. Here, we need to get rid of that. That needs to be one of those, and then you can go here. I don't know about you, but I kind of like the big blocks. They look like iron blocks, sort of, to me. What did I get off here? Did I miss one? Yep. One too many. Remember I said we had to have one in the middle? Yeah, because there's not enough to do 2. Okay, yeah, we're just going to have to live with that. And sadly, with springtime, I'm getting allergies and or a cold. I'm not real sure which. I think like a lot of people, they just kind of fight it off until they just can't take it anymore. Yeah, I kind of like the looks of that. That's an interesting design. I don't know if Mojang meant it to be that way or not, but we'll see if it stays that way with the next update. Because I kind of like the look of it. And if not, it'll just be stacked half slabs, and I'm good with that too. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Yeah, it gives it some presence. A little bit of depth. I'm going to have to end up... I brought some of my plinth blocks, is what we'll call them. We'll put those down at the base of... Is it the centers I did? Yeah, let's do the centers. Let's do the centers here. One on either side of that. Boom. Like this. And then what I'd like to do... Oh, see, I'm out of that. I'll have to make some more. Is run these cobblestone fence down again like I had up above. We'll repeat the element, give the wall depth, some three-dimensionality, because right now it's still pretty flat except for that top stairway right there, and we can't have that. We need, you know, some visual interest. Other than the texture, this gives it depth. Oh, and I'm out. So let's go see how that looks from afar. Cactuses protect us. That's not bad. It blends in pretty well on the background. I wish I could find a way to make it darker somehow. That would be kind of cool. Do I dare do that? Does it take too much away? Make it too cobbly? I don't know. I kind of like it. Lord knows we got enough cobble laying around. We could do stuff with it. I'll stick with that for a little bit and see how it goes. And we could probably do the same sort of design on this side, even though the other half was just these little dealies. So we may stick with this design, just to leave it like this. Pick up our extra stones. Yeah, we may leave it like this on that side, just for symmetry purposes, just for symmetry. Take a little nap here and we'll work on the front. Like these. Okay, cool. That works. What's up with this uneven thing here, though? Is it... It's just something I've done for depth, I think, and it's just kind of left that way. Yeah, because I have... This is a... Yeah, okay, so I understand it now. I'm trying to figure out why is this okay here, and then there's like a half column, and yet when I come over here, that's exactly where this door would be. So I've done that on purpose. Okay. Alright, I can understand why I've done it now. It doesn't bother me as bad. I'm just like trying to figure it out. I'm like, why is it that way? I just can't understand it. Alright, so we're gonna go every in between and right there. So that works out pretty good. And then we will fill this in. Check it. These walls look alright. Yay! But if you look, that block just became... That's weird. If I set... Unless I actually did... I'm losing it. You know, just out of curiosity, check this out. Alright. Let's see if I actually did put cobble there, and I'm just losing my mind. Is this a quirky thing? Yeah, I had just placed the wrong block. I was like, why did that become cobble? I thought it was a thing with the snapshot, like the wool. So that looks okay, except this other side is actually set deeper into the ground. Do we care? Probably. We want it to be the same. So we just fixed it. Take it one down. I know the server's about to restart, so we're gonna get this done and set our fence in, and then we will come back and visit with you in just a little bit. Ta-da! Alright, and I'm gonna finish the pattern just like that all along here. So that's what we're gonna do as the server restarts.